Will former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya take out Joe Pyfer in the main event of UFC Seattle? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
I'm gonna go Adesanya. I've been a fan of his for a very long time. He's fell on some rough patches here not too long ago, but I still believe in him. I still think he can get it done, especially against a very good fighter like Joey Pyfer.
I'm going for Izzy. I think Izzy's just too fast, too crafty. I don't think he's going to touch Izzy.
I'm going to go with Pyfer on that one. You know, I think he's just on the come up. Adesanya's kind of been, I hate to say it, but it just kind of seems like he's just kind of going down the other side of the hill, you know. But yeah, I have Pyfer in that one.
I'm going to go Israel just for experience.
Yeah, I think this is a huge step up for Pyfer. I mean, I think Adesanya he's got such good range. I think he'll hopefully, I mean, maybe not the most exciting way, but I think he'll kind of point fight him and just show like, hey, this is the level of like the very top of the division, a la, you know, Strickland versus Hernandez, you know, like that was a big, like just showing people are like, oh, maybe Hernandez will get it. But it's like, no. These guys are like just another step above even in the top 5 of this division. So, yeah, it's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it, though.
I don't know. Adesanya is in a very weird position in his career. I know what he's feeling. I think so. But I like him. We've got our story, and I hope so. He win the fight. I'm gonna support him, but I don't know. How he gonna look inside the octagon. Maybe he's great in the gym, but after a couple losses, we will see. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on which. I got Israel on paper. Israel wins, but you just never know when it comes to fight game. If I don't know how motivated Israel is at this moment, but Israel should win.
I don't know that Joe Pyfer is going to be able to do it though. I don't think Izzy's necessarily past his prime. I think he's kind of right at it, and I think he has the fight IQ to keep Joe Pyfer at bay. I don't think he's going to allow Joe Pyfer into his space.
That one's tough because Piper's a stud. Man. And Izzy's been out for a while. Ooh. And that one's tough. I got to say, I give it to Pyfer. I think he's going to go out there and try to take him down. Piper's grappling is actually very, very good. I think if he can get past those leg kicks that Izzy's going to throw, because I think Jack Hermanson leg kicked him a few times and you can tell it hurt him. I think if he can get past that, I think he should be fine. I think he's going to take him down and just try to beat him up on the ground.
Cool. Again, I'm going to go with the striker, Israel Adesanya, man. Just too smooth, too fast. The footwork, I think, can beat Joe Pyfer. I'm not good at pronouncing that. And then I got a lisp, so that doesn't help. But I'm going to go with Adesanya. Some words.
Yeah, I'm big on Joe Pyfer. I've met him a couple times. He's a super good dude. I like him a lot. Big step up for him, but I think he's ready. He's super young. He's huge for the weight class. He hits like a truck. And Izzy, Izzy's always one of the best ever, best of all time. But I just think as, Father Time kills everybody a little bit, and losing the speed against someone like Pyfer is tough, because if he closes the distance and puts one on your chin, like he could put anybody out. So I'm gonna go with Pyfer just for the youth and the hunger. I think he's gonna get it done.
Man, that's a fight. That's a fight. And then obviously, you know what the game's gonna be. It's gonna be easy. Izzy staying at range, finding his shots, picking it from the outside, and you got Joe coming in there, guns blazing, looking for that chin. So I feel like it's that typical long range. Izzy has to keep him on the outside to win, and then I feel like Joe has to get on the inside to win. So there's gonna be a chess match going on. I feel like there's gonna be fireworks. That boy Joe, he has dynamite in his hands, and so does Izzy. And Izzy's very well rounded. So I one thing I do know is that's going to be a very, very, very high level fight that a lot of people can look at and learn a lot from.
But who do you give the lean to, though, if you had to lean one way?
If I'm being honest, I'm gonna go with Joe, just because Mr. Pyfer, just because we got similar styles, and I like to think that our styles are pretty dominant. just go forward and don't back up, and be defensively responsible, and come the fight. And I feel like some of the best guys in the world, like Taporia, and etc. That's how they fight, and they're champions for a reason. So I'm gonna have to go with Joe on this one. I'm gonna have to go with Joe. But all respect to Izzy, though. All respect.
What? Damn, that is a wow. That's a wow. Adesanya or Joe Pyfer? Man, I want to see Adesanya get a win. I really do. I think if he keeps his his distance and his range where it needs to be, which he's really good at keeping range. I think he can pull it off, especially with those calf kicks. And Joe Pyfer is going to come out wrestling. I think that would be Joe Pyfer's best route to the victory. But hey, a fight's a fight, and Joe Pyfer, he does have that knockout power, that one punch power. So that could go either way. But I'm gonna go Adesanya.
Ooh, listen, I've never sparred with Adesanya, so I've never felt him. But I'm telling you, Joe Pyfer got the touch of God in his hands. Like, he probably hits the hardest out of anybody I've ever sparred with or fought. And I think that includes Roundtree. Pyfer never dropped me or nothing, but because we're sparring, so it's playful. But he's definitely hit me and a few times, and I was like, damn. And then I watch his fights, and when he's going 100%. So I think Adesanya will try and move a lot, but I gotta go with Joey P.
That's tough. I think Izzy gets it done. Pyfer's got the power. Not taking anything away from him. I just feel like the 5-round favors Izzy a little bit more, especially with all that experience he has in those longer fights and those higher level fights. Pyfer's a great up and coming guy, and I think he's got a lot of potential, but I think Izzy walks away with that one.
My coach Dean Thomas is going up there working with the Philly boys all the time, so I got to go with Joe Pyfer on this one.
Oh, Joe Pyfer. I think Joe Pyfer. I have a lot of power, and Adesanya, every coming like a hurry for the win that fight, and John Viper is like a danger guy in there.
Israel. I think Hermanson showed a lot of Pyfer's deficiencies on the feet, and even Izzy at 70% speed, I think is gonna be much better.
Got to go with Body Bags. His nickname's, it's Body Bags. He's gonna catch a body. I like Adesanya, but I think Joe Pyfer's the newer kid on the block, and I guess that guy hits like a truck. So it'll be interesting. And Sean Strickland was able to almost put Adesanya away, so I gotta go with Body Bags.
Yeah, I think technique. So I'm going with Adesanya. I know Joe Pyfer is a beast. He's a knockout machine. But if Adesanya is he needs some redemption. So let's say Adesanya. I hope also Adesanya.
It's a good fight, props to Izzy for taking that. He really probably didn't have to. He could have done whatever he wanted. So he's challenging himself. I think, Joe's good. He's tough. I'm gonna lean towards experience on this one. I think Adesanya gets it done.
Joe's look good, but Israel's look good as well. I know a lot of people like to write Israel off just because of his loss to Imavov, but in his fight against Imavov, and if memory holds me true, he didn't look all that bad against Duplessis. But it's hard to look insanely good against Duplessis. I'm gonna inch towards Israel, man. He's the GOAT, and I think he's the middleweight GOAT. I think he's gonna find a way to pull it off, man. I think he's gonna probably remind people as to why he's still around.
I'm gonna go with Izzy on that one as well.
Damn, that's a close one, but I don't believe Joe Pyfer has a level that Adesanya has. Everyone's talking about his recent losses, but even after that, look at the people that he's fought and look at the people that Joe Pyfer has fought. Really, it just tells you the level of each fighter. I think Adesanya is gonna take it by pretty easily.